Hey guys, Shivel here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the worst nightmares I've ever had. Everybody has nightmares, but some of them are just hands down creepy. Whether you die in the dream, or you just have some monsters or creatures coming at you, or even worse, creatures coming out of you, people have some messed up nightmares that are just horrible. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the worst nightmares I've had so far in my entire life. The reason I'm making this video is because I just had a really bad nightmare last night. I'm saving the one I had last night for the very end of the video. So let's get started with one that really messed me up. So the first nightmare I had, I was sleeping. Well, duh, I was sleeping. That's kind of how you have to dream to have a nightmare. Duh. But I was asleep and I kept dreaming of this girl. And this girl was creepy. She looked like the Grudge. Like she had like the white gown, black hair, messed up face, looked like the Grudge. But she was creepier. And she kept puking everywhere, just horrible, like black smog puke, gross, disgusting. And she kept running on the wall. She did the head twisting thing with like the possessed walk where you look like a crab but your head's twisting on backwards. It was creepy. And she kept saying this word train. Like not like a physical train that like drives by, but like to train someone to do something, to teach someone something. And it was just creepy. I kept freaking out. I'm trying to run from her. I'm closing doors. She's opening them and she's crawling through the doorway on the roof. Keeps like train. It was just creepy. It was so weird. And then I got so scared from this nightmare that I woke up and I had hives on my face. I just like jumped up like Dracula. Like you know how he's laying down and he just like stands up? That's what I did. I was laying down and I sat up and like I had sweat going down my face. I was crying. I was so scared. I don't know how old I was. I was like maybe 10 or 11 and it's like the scariest thing ever. Another really messed up dream I had was just the simplest thing ever. In the dream, not the dream, but nightmare, it was simple. I just woke up in the nightmare. I woke up and me being the little kid I was, went to the kitchen and got a drink from my cup of Kool-Aid. It was a cup of red Kool-Aid. And so I'm drinking the Kool-Aid and there was like something weird in the Kool-Aid. I was like kind of weirded out and so I spit it out. And I spit out the Kool-Aid and it was blood. The Kool-Aid was blood and it had worms coming out of it. So a bunch of worms were coming out of my mouth. And this is really gross. I know it is. You can click off this video if you want. This is going to disgust you out. But like I saw a couple of my teeth falling out into the blood Kool-Aid. And I saw these worms. And I was just freaking out. It was really gross. And then I woke up and screamed. And yeah, that dream ended horribly. I also had a nightmare one time where I was just walking and my legs fell off. I'm just walking and I get cut at the waist by nothing. Nothing, like the air cuts me in half and like my legs were running around like a chicken. If you cut a chicken's head off, the body of the chicken will run around for a couple seconds. That's what my legs were doing. I'm laying on the floor, like top half my body, screaming in pain, screaming agony, and my legs are running around, hitting walls, kicking tables, knocking over small children. It was horrible. It was so scary. I had a lot of weird dreams as a child. And the one I had last night scares me a lot. The reason it scares me is I have a lot of pimples on my face. And if you can't see the pimples, there's some right there. There's some right there. I have really bad acne. And because of that acne, sometimes I pop my pimples. This is probably going to get gross. It wasn't a pimple in the nightmare, but I just had this weird taste in my mouth. And so I went into the bathroom in the nightmare. I went to the bathroom and I saw a big old bump on my tongue. And so I went to pop the bump like as you were to go pop a pimple. And it wasn't ooze or blood that came out. It was something worse. A little fish worm came out of my tongue, like maybe that big. And I was freaking out. It felt weird. I had to pull it out of my mouth, out of my tongue. I had to yank this worm out of my tongue. To make matters worse, I was trying to get help, trying to find someone who could help me, take me to the hospital, figure out what was wrong with me. And there was no one around. There was no one around at all to help me. And I just had to keep pulling these worm fish things out of my tongue, like right there. Like it was just a bump and they just kept coming out and I had to keep pulling them out. And it was so scary. I woke up this morning. I woke up and I ran to the bathroom, splashed water in my face, ran to the kitchen, got a cup of water, and I drank some water, spit out the water, drank some more water, spit out the water. I was just freaking out. Like, because I was like still half asleep, but I was like making sure there was no worms coming out of my tongue. And obviously, as you can see, there's nothing coming out of my tongue. I'm good to go. But this was kind of a scary nightmare. I know I'm probably going to get a bunch of comments saying on how I say the word nightmare. Everybody else says a nightmare. I just say it different. I don't know why. I don't have an accent. I'm American, but my brother always gives me crap for saying nightmare. But But he says it wrong. It's nightmare, not nightmare. So, ha. So if you did like the video, give it a like if you did enjoy. And tell me if you guys wanted me to tell you more of my scary nightmares I've had. Nightmares, however you want to say it. Because I've had some messed up ones. Involving a lot of blood, stuff coming out of my mouth that I don't want to come out of my mouth. So this probably grossed you out, but I'll see you guys next one. Peace.